right by you. I'ma be right by you. I'ma be right by you. Lighters up, one time lighters up. Pulled up in the party when you saw me, I was lighting up my J. So go ahead and brighten up my day. Lighters in the air when you're lighting up the rave. And it's feeling like I met you here before. Girl, I felt your presence when they let you through the door. Never had a brother give you everything and more. So I take a little piece and then the rest of it is yours, me and more.
You don't dare when I don't they tell you, but can you taste and I play? I know nowhere till you they do me with just this sky out my brain.
Fuck loving when I put you in your place. I can tell you love it just by looking in your face. It's the way that you wind up your waist. I'm so in awe, girl, you never have to worry about nothing. You know it's yours, you know you own it. Girl, you just own it. Cause your body's on fire. Show me how to control it. And go ahead, get stiff and get higher. Girl, I love how you hold it. I put my hand there. Hold it. I'ma be right by you. I'ma be right by you. I'ma be right by you. I'ma be right by you.
Lights down for the one I love right now. You never look better. Forget our friends, girl. I love it when we chill together. Ain't nobody gonna feel what we feel together. She wanna kiss, I want another one. You got a sick vibe, I want it one-on-one. Up to now, nobody knew where I was coming from, but we got the same mind, so I don't wanna waste time. Bring it to me, my mind, that's what I need. That's right, kissing your cheek one time. I used to love being alone, but now I can't stand it. Reaching on my phone for you to put your hand in, girl, you are the one, and I don't understand it. How you lighting up the room with your glow? Cause girl, you just own it. Girl, you just own it. Cause your body's on fire. Show me how to control it. Go ahead, get spliff and get higher. Girl, I love how you roll it. I put my hand there. Hold it. I'ma be right by you. 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 I'ma be right by you.
Radio2Funky is now live streaming on our website, radio2funky.co.uk. Get closer to the action on Leicester's Black Music and Art Station.
Welcome, folks. That was Stormzy with Own It and Burna Boy and Ed Sheeran kicking off the Arts Business Show on Radio2Funky 95 FM. It's 10:08. It's 9 degrees. It's not bad weather-wise. The clouds are out there as well, but it's nice. And if you wrap up warm, things are cool. So have you had a wonderful week? Well, let's talk more about what's going on in the show after we hear from Pharrell Williams. Now, most of us know Pharrell for Happy, but do you know he's also an accomplished artist, got many other tracks up his sleeve, and this is one called, wait for it. Welcome, folks.
Down in Atlanta, stayed at the centerfold. Downstairs my vintage dope. You should have seen it. Down in Atlanta, at the graveyard tavern. You thought you seen a ghost? It's just what the phantoms are. Shawty think it in camp, nah. It's wall to wall. Feel the heat through my drawers. I told Shawty to bring the waves. You know life's a beach. She said life's a beach. That's in Magic City. Watch them fly from the sky. Always line up the wall. Like confetti high fall. Let them leave with it all. We ain't never been inside a city big, feeling small. Keep me awake, never off. 4-4 when you down in Atlanta. Might just slide through the zone. Not talking LeBron home. When I say I'm in Cleveland, drowning my phantom. Coke factory is my stove. I mix it up how I poke. Gotta see how I drink it. Woke up feeling like Fable. Need a Georgia peach. Never run out of love or run out of weed. Daddy driving a tractor like a Hellcat a D into 85 Dash. Cause I'm loving the speed. Watch them fly from the sky. Always line up the wall like confetti high fall. Let them leave with it all. We ain't never been inside a city big feeling small. Keep me weight never all. Fall when you watch them fly from the sky. Down in Atlanta, just like a venom. Atlantic Atlantis. Watch them fly from the sky while we line up the wall like confetti high fall. Let them leave with it all. We ain't never been inside a city big feeling small. Keep me weight never all. Fall when you.
This is Radio2Funky.
It is indeed Radio 2 Funky, 10:11 here for Earl Williams down Atlanta, and here we are. This is your host Mahmood on the Artsbishop Show. It's Thursday, and what I love about this time of year, apart from us, we're getting out of December, that winter snow, heavy rain. Even though the weather's temperamental, it's the daylight. The daylight increases at 8:20, 8:30. The sun rises, and around about 4:15, the sun sets as well. So we got much longer gaps of daylight. Isn't that a wonderful thing? Did you know, folks, that in certain parts of the world, like Siberia, which I've travelled to, is that you get very little daylight at certain times of the year. So they have ultraviolet lights there, ultraviolet lights that pump that light into people. I'm not sure if it's effective or not, and that actually just increases their mood in terms of positivity and decreases what's called SAD, which is seasonally adjusted syndrome here. So we are midway through January. We'll blink, and before we know it, it'll be the end of the month. And this month is relevant for all those freelancers, individuals out there, because it's that time of year where oodles and oodles of individual taxpayers think, this is the time to complete my personal tax return. So I'm going to have a slot for you after 10:30. We're going to have a chat about that. What else is on the show? Well, we're going to be talking about lunar moons and the year of the rabbit. That's got a particular poignancy here, and a wonderful festival exhibition kicking off in just under 10 days' time. And I'll tell you a bit more about that. We've got a roundup, bits and bobs on the bulletin board here. We're also going to be talking about the history. What would the Artsbishop Show be about? About a bit of history about the world of IT income tax itself. But before that, folks, let's take a breath. And this is a track by Indy Orman, Can't Stand It, by New Volve Music. What else is on the show? Well, we're going to be talking about lunar moons and the year of the rabbit. That's got a particular poignancy here, and a wonderful festival exhibition kicking off in just under 10 days' time. And I'll tell you a bit more about that. We've got a roundup here. We're also going to be talking about the history. What would the Artsbishop Show be about? A bit of history about the world of IT income tax itself. Before that, folks,
nowhere. We don't gotta go nowhere. We don't gotta go nowhere. We don't gotta go nowhere. ETA, don't make me wait for much longer for you. Said you've been busy and don't let it come between you and I. We don't gotta go nowhere. 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 Don't say a word, just talk to me with your body. I'm gonna give you all of me and make you go tell somebody. Back it up on me, don't stop. Speed it up, slow it back down. I'm gonna take my time and do the things you love. I'm on your mind, it got you stressing. Got you feeling like we're going in misdirections. Just let me know when you're home or if you're coming over. That's all I gotta say about that. We don't gotta go nowhere. 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 ETA, don't make me wait for much longer for you. Said you've been busy and don't let it come between you and I. We don't gotta go nowhere. 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 Stay with me instead. I can't get you out of my head. Hot like a Chevy, I've been racing. Lights, camera, action, can we skip the conversation? It ain't complicated, loving you is so simple. Just tell me how you like it, bust it down, I'm so into you. Bust it on down, how you like it. When we make love, ain't nothing like it. The neighbors here screaming out my name so much. They probably been the reason that we kept in touch. But we don't gotta go nowhere. 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 ETA, don't make me wait for much longer for you. Said you've been busy and don't let it come between you and I. We don't gotta go nowhere. We don't gotta go nowhere. We don't gotta go nowhere. We don't gotta go nowhere.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Radio2Funky or visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
Welcome back, folks. Here that was Endurement, Can't Stand It, and Jaron Small's Roller Coaster Music here. It's 10:21. I've got my jumper on. I'm feeling quite nice and warm. I'm going to turn the heating down in a moment. Don't want to cook like somebody in an oven here, so it's all very nice and relaxed here. We're getting into round about mid-January now, getting very close to that. Time is accelerated, and it's probably that time now we don't say Happy New Year anymore. It probably, once you've met somebody, by consensus of my sort of little bit of research that I did yesterday, round about today is about the last time that you can say, we can say beyond that, but normally that's considered good practice. So after 10:30, as I said, we're talking tax. We're talking about the year of the rabbit, by the way. That's the Chinese New Year animal. Most of us celebrate New Year from the 1st of January, but that's based on what's called the Julian calendar. Many countries around the world follow the lunar calendar, the Chinese being no exception here. So we're going to have a dive in there, and I'm going to talk particularly about two things. Number one, each of the animals, what they're meant to represent by personality. So what animal do you think you represent here? Let's see if it fits one of these, and we'll see, and I'll describe the personality that it meant to represent. And we're also going to be talking about Cosmopolitan's Festival, an exhibition that's taking place 20th of January to the 22nd here. There's a few more bits we're going to chuck in as well. Let's get back to some music. And this is an old classic here by Benny King, and see if you can recognise it. the Chinese being no exception here. So we're going to have a dive in there, and I'm going to talk particularly about two things. Number one, each of the animals, what they're meant to represent by personality. So what animal do you think you represent here? Let's see if it fits one of these, and we'll see, and I'll describe
When
the
the night
that it's meant to represent.
has come
And we're also going to be talking about Cosmopolitan Festival.
and the land is dark
20th of January.
and the moon
There's a few more bits
is
we're
the
gonna chat here
only
as well. Let's get
light
back to
we'll
music.
see.
And this is an old classic here by
No, I
Freddie
won't
King. And see if you
be
can recognise
afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Oh, stand by me. Whoa.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Radio2Funky, or visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
Welcome back, folks. It's 10:25. It's a Thursday. It's a wonderful Thursday. It's not raining. It's like torrential rain over the last few days as well. So the rain, it stopped raining. It's a little bit on the chilly willy side here, but obviously make sure you keep wrapped up warm. Those energy bills are still obviously an issue that we're going to have to deal with. So remember, 18 degrees C ideally is the temperature you should maintain it in your house. I know many people are taking to wearing 15
Follow
jackets,
us
3
on
duvets,
Instagram,
and all the rest of
Facebook
it.
and Twitter
You can't
at
control the
Radio2
tariff,
Funky,
but you can
or
actually
visit our
control how
website,
much you use. So
radio2funky.co.uk.
lots of different ways to actually do that as such. And remember, and we're going to be going through the main benefits you can claim next week's show. Remember to claim what you can. There are about 7 million people apparently who don't claim what they should be entitled to. I digress. I'm just playing around with this piece of technology here. So we are live streaming, and we have been for a few weeks. I've live streamed, albeit not on the radio, and I've just discovered the Radio2Funky's broadcasters that page there as well. So I'm going to use that little chat facility. If you want to get in touch with the show, let me know what you think, what your thoughts are, anything you'd like to contribute to the show. Always welcome. If you're a community group, artist, freelancer, anyone who's involved in the arts and social enterprise space, a student, a lecturer, a teacher, anything of that nature, love to hear from you. And I think we're going to take us up to 10:30. This track here by Toddler, Craig David, It's All Love. And I've just discovered the Radio2Funky broadcast at that page there as well. So I'm going to use that little chat facility. If you want to keep getting in touch with the show, let me know what you think, what your thoughts are, anything you'd like to contribute to the show. Always welcome. If you're a community group, artist, freelancer, anyone who's involved in the arts and social enterprise space, a
Are you a small business looking to get your message heard? Why not advertise with us? We have a range of ideas that can help grow your business, cut through the social media noise, and talk directly to your audience. Contact info@radio2funky.co.uk or call us on 011 62 55 9837. Don't believe radio works? You're listening, aren't you? Are you a small business looking to get your message heard? Why not advertise with us? We have a range of ideas that can help grow your business, cut through the social media noise, and talk directly to your audience. Contact info@radio2funky.co.uk or call us on 011 62 55 9837. Don't believe radio works? You're listening, aren't you?
5'2", feeling it. See them heels, killing it. Spun a man safe, spinning it. Better run that back, keep willing it. We going all night, living it. Got that drink, no spilling it. Any funky vibe, get rid of it. Better run that back, keep bringing it.
Get in touch with us at Radio2Funky via WhatsApp or text service on 07 55 18030.
Welcome back, folks. It's 10:32. It's still 8 or 9 degrees C out there. If you're thinking, why is Mahmood so obsessed with the weather? Well, the weather has a lot of impact, doesn't it, on our lives, how we feel, the moves that we do, what we plan, what we're going to do. Lots of industries are affected by the weather. Lots of businesses will actually benefit from bad weather. Some businesses will benefit when the weather is really good. So, weather permeates and it impacts on our lives. It's something we can't really control, so we tend to be really fascinated with things that we can't do much about. It's all around us. As I said, it affects so many things here, and we live in a country that has variable climate, variable weather. One day it could be like really nice and warm, obviously not in January, and the next day it could be windy, blustery, and it will change very quickly. We live in a very chaotic planet, so to speak, in terms of weather systems here. So for me, I always find it fascinating here. We can certainly get more accurate in predicting that weather, but again, it has a big impact on our lives, both personally, business-wise, and all the rest of it. So I shall carry on obsessing about it, no doubt, for a few more years. Folks, it's 10:34 coming up to. Now, we are about 19 days away from the end of what's called the self-assessment tax return season. Now, if you are one of the 12 million people who are meant to be filing a tax return, just a few things for you here. This is not specific tax advice or anything like that. If you've done it already, by the way, then obviously relax. That's great. That's cool. You can relax there. But there are an incredible number of people who, for a number of reasons, and I think I've got a good idea why, who will leave it, relatively speaking, to the last moment. And if you're in that big proportion of people who haven't quite done it, maybe you're not sure if you've got to do one, I'm going to share some thoughts with you between now and 11 o'clock of what you need to do, how not to panic and get too stressed out, and how to avoid some common mistakes that people will make. You may have actually got a tax return and thinking, do I need to do that? You need to check. There's things you can do. If you haven't actually got something and you think you might be in that net, then you need to do something. Otherwise, our friends, our colleagues, our associates, our friends, our HMRC will basically wrap you over the knuckles, and there'll be a financial wrap on the knuckles as well, and I don't want that for you. So that's going to come up after our next track, and this is a little tika called A Blessing.
I'm the blessing, so who about to bless me now? She won't cuff and arrest me now. Man, no, you cannot test me out. That X really gon' stress me out. Put some chrome on my chest piece. While I leveled up, I just got me some XP. How? UAP with a dead piece. How? Let's when they look deep down. So I'm tired of keeping it real with them. If it's fire, then we in a field with them. Money turned to guilt trip. It's how to learn, and some people can't sit with us. Never lie when I said that you let me down. Never lie when you let me down. Gossiping and you can't be round. My top 10 pull up 10D. Wow. I really turned to a problem. Gotta chill out with the marijuana. Ay, shawty one Balenciaga Prada. She go Dolce Gabbana. Coolin' cause she see I do what I wanna. Chillin' cause I know they still haven't caught up. I got some sauce, now I'm sauced up. Turned to a bust, now I'm bossed up. Yeah, who the f*** gave a hand out? Motion flowing, I don't know it's a drought. I ain't never asked no for help. If I focus, I can do it myself. You know me, so what the f*** you gon' tell me? Probably something that I just told myself. You can help you, how the f*** you gon' help me? Probably something that they could to themselves. Yeah, every time I come in clutch. First one, all of my they clutching. Ay, who the f*** like you bluffing? Real, who the f*** you think you stunning? Gotta you put your trust in. Act this funny, but they getting dubbed. To lose they pride for the buzz. Yeah, I just guess that really how it was. Yeah, I'm the blessing, so really how it bless me now. She won't cuff and arrest me now. Man, no, you cannot test me out. That X really gon' stress me out. Put some chrome on my chest piece. While I leveled up, I just got me some XP. How? UAP with a dead piece. How? It's when they look deep down. So I'm tired of keeping it real with them. If it's fire, then we in a field with them. Money turned to guilt trip. It's how to learn, and some people can't sit with us. Never lie when I said that you let me down. Never lie when you let me down. Gossiping and you can't be round. My top 10 pull up 10D. Wow.
You say you a blessing, I can't trust out. Yeah, I came up here with my guys, so I trust my whole gang. You say you a blessing, I can't trust out. Can't trust out. Just came up here with my guys, so I trust my whole gang.
Get in touch with us at Radio 2 Funky via WhatsApp or text service on 07554 18030.
That was a Tekka Blessing here, and it's 10:37. Now, a few things here. We're not just going to talk about some common things that people forget, miss out on if they're doing it DIY. It's also going to be, if you do get a little shock to the system, you think, oh, I've got money to pay, I haven't quite put it aside, I'm not sure what to do. There are things that you can do, and the key thing is, in all of this, don't panic, don't get stressed out. There's always a way to resolve these things here, and you mustn't get over anxious and stressed out about these things. There are ways that you can actually resolve matters, make it a bit easier for yourself, and actually manage if you've got tax bills. And I'm going to talk about that before 11 o'clock. Now, common mistakes may be, now obviously, you have to make sure everything is done tech these days. There's very little done by paper. Even though that mechanism exists, that some people can still do it by paper, but you make sure you've got what's called a tax account. Make sure you know what your login details are. Make sure you know what the relevant passwords are. If you're sitting at home having a cup of coffee, you're at work listening to this and thinking, what is it you're talking about, tax account? Every individual person in the United Kingdom who's a taxpayer is meant to have, or ideally would want to have, certainly for HMRC, a personal tax account. It's absolutely critical if you're filing a tax return. If you're in a job, PAYE, it's not 100% essential, but that's the way that HMRC want to move everyone. So make sure you've got a personal tax account. If you haven't got one, make sure you register. If you haven't got the login details, then you need to get that sort out pretty quickly. If you haven't registered, by the way, on average it can take anything from 10 to 20 working days for that code and that activation to come through, so the sooner the better you do that. Now, if you haven't got one, or if you've forgotten it, get that sorted, but in the interim you can start thinking about what goes into your tax return. Now, typically, if you've not done one before, then this could be quite a scary thing. HMRC tools, as they call it, the system they have is getting much better. It can be daunting because they have the software, the form, that caters pretty much for all eventualities. So when you first look at it, it can seem quite daunting, it can seem quite overwhelming. As with most things in life, take it slowly, bit by bit is the way that you want to do this. So let's just think about that. Bit by bit is what you need to do. Here's a wonderful track by Red Light, just to break up the talk with the music.
Don't stop till I tell you, stop till I tell you, stop till I tell you, stop till I tell you.
out to the Massive and crew.
Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. Don't stop till I tell you to. Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. The Massive and crew.
Don't stop till I tell you to. Don't stop till I tell you to. Going out to the Massive and crew.
Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. Don't stop till I tell you to. This is the groove box. This is the groove box.
Going out to the Massive and crew.
Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. Don't stop till I tell you to.
Don't stop till I tell you to. Don't stop till I tell you to. Going out to the Massive and crew.
Radio2Funky is now live streaming on our website, radio2funky.co.uk. Get closer to the action on Leicester's Black Music and Art Station.
Welcome back, folks, here, 10:42. A bit of mea culpa on my side. My apologies here, because I think that was it's been quite a poor sound quality here, only because I didn't get the memo. I didn't actually sort of do the right thing here, so trying to operate 2 or 3 things at the same time. So if your eardrums are suffering and it feels quite awful, my apologies for that. Hopefully, normal service is resumed. So again, apologies on that one. Now, what I was talking about is that stress thing here, about make sure you get everything geared up, make sure you've registered, make sure you've got your gateway ID, your login details, absolutely essential. Now, as you sit down comfortably, I would always recommend do this in stages here, so you can actually start to do your return. You can save it in sections, you can come back, but you've got to make that first step here. First thing I would probably do, grab a sheet of paper and think about, where your money comes from. So if you've got a job, then make sure you've got your what's called your P60, because it's reference numbers that you actually need to put in there. If you don't have them, there are ways to get around that, but I wouldn't recommend it. You need your reference, you need how much you've earned, how much tax has been taken off you in anything. So figure out where all's your money coming from. Now, if you're a freelancer, you're going to be effectively what's called self-employed, so you need information for that. So first section, it'll be your name details. Check they're correct. Check your name is as it should be spelled. Check it's a valid address, because that's where HMRC will be sending all the wonderful correspondence they have for you. You'll ask you for your date of birth, national insurance number. Obviously, you need your tax reference as well. So that's the first elementary bit. And then it will ask you, where does your income come from? Now, the return caters for so many possibilities that the vast majority of people it won't be affecting. So not everybody will be a landlord, not everybody will have income from property, not everybody will have money from overseas, not everybody would have sold something like investment properties or shares during the course of the year. So as you tick the boxes that apply to you, those pages will disappear, and that feels then less overwhelming, and HMRC will be focusing on the pages that are needed. Now, As we go through that, it will ask you things like, do you have any interest on your savings? If you do, stick it in there. Even if it's a small amount, it's unlikely you're going to be taxed on that because you have an amount you can earn tax-free. So go through that. Other things that you might miss out on, you've got to think about. This is in the first core bit, as they call it. If you make a donation to a charity, you spotted a cause that you love, you join a crowdfunding campaign, you make a donation, that's going to come under what's called gift aid rules. Put the amount in there. You don't have to say who it was to. Does it matter? Well, it does, because if you don't put it in there, HMRC will check with the charity. If you haven't put it in there, if you haven't paid enough tax, they will probably come back after you. So put it in there. It's also going to benefit for you if you're what's called a high rate taxpayer. Pensions that you might have made privately, not through your work, and all the rest of it will come in there. Child benefit. So if your income's quite high, over 50,000, make sure you put your child benefit in there if you've been claiming it. Otherwise, HMRC will pick up on it, and there'll be interest and penalties that'll come. Let's take a little pause. Let's have a little bit of a break. Let's get some more music. We'll come back after we've heard from Massive Red Light.
Don't stop till I tell you, don't stop till I tell you, don't stop till I tell you, don't stop till I tell you. Going out to the Massive and crew.
Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. Don't stop till I tell you to. Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. The Massive and crew.
Don't stop till I tell you to. Don't stop till I tell you to. Going out to the Massive and crew.
Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. The Massive and crew. Don't stop till I tell you to. This is the groove box. This is the groove box.
Going out to the Massive and crew.
Going out to the Massive and crew. Going out to the Massive and crew. Don't stop till I tell you to.
Don't stop till I tell you to. Don't stop till I tell you to. Going out to the Massive and crew.
Gangsters, blizz in the bando on the wild, we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted. She want it locked out, okay, yeah, she hate it when she's sober. Mr. Oh no. Gangsters, blizz in the bando on the wild, we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted coded. She want it locked out, okay, yeah, she hate it when she's sober. I can meet you out in Patty, I can meet you Barcelona.
This baddie in a whip wanna f me, fuck that, I just wanna make my paper. Just done 2 shows in Brisbane, shut down, money in my pocket by nature. Steady wanna hate on a young boy, lovely, please God double my haters. Man came in looking all saucy, I'm not shocked that the guy you'll rate us. Sexy galley wanna date us, day one, J1, causing a madness. Stop talking, yeah, on badness. Price went up and my life turned lavish. Talk shit, then I pull up with smoke. One phone call, make your whole thing vanish. Talk shit, then I pull up with smoke. One phone call, make your whole thing vanish.
Tryna link up, Paddy, you smoke mouth. This a world class song like I show speed. She want day uno, she want day dot. I took my shot, she said mercies. I don't know France. Is it comme ça va or comme Tel Aviv? Shoot like Kylian Mbappe. Shoot my shot, but it come right. If you gon' call my phone, then I'm on my way. How many
tell you. I was tryna know you like we won't raise. Girl, the oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm a type of guy tryna put you in place. And my red flat with a salmon or steak. Bitch, you got him patty, you did not okay. Mbappé. Je suis désolé, mais ne speak français. I'm sorry. Gangsters, jokers in the bando. Wonder why we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted coded. She want it like okay, yeah, she hate it when she's sober. I can meet you out in Paris, I can meet you.
On déboule sur une instru marseillaise, pourtant moi je viens de Paris. Je suis au volant de la Ferrari, avec une gadget d'Australie. Genre de showcase dans ma poche, j'ai ma quiche d'art, mais y a trop de paparazzi. Bourget, livre ça qui m'assiste, sortez le pétard, allez-y. Même quand j'avais rien dans les chevaux, j'envoyais des PCS en frasco. Mon un coup des béton trop tôt, je me débrouillais en vendant du bédo. On les a vus hier, ils font les paplos. Moi ça fait 10 ans que je vends du joue, mais avec personne j'ai fait le gros. Je le revendique que dans mes morceaux.
Soft mic, we made for this. Soft pay, one vice, die on the wrist. And the drink on French, we got German whips. And like Jay won't say, that's gang. Genre de mec qui charbonne pour les billets. Surtout mes refs qui sont pieds banliés. Paris c'est du cake on side this. Make a good girl pass, she styling. Hold up, I don't need new friends. Don't pace my mark, get run in the end of money. I saw when he is so red. They go try and be us, but we can never be them. But quick with a run like Mbappe. Everybody got time, still attacking on wings. Took fast, so these bass getting better. I'm up on my network, she up on my Mbappé. Je suis désolé, mais ne speak français. I'm sorry. Gangsters, jokers in the bando. Wonder why we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted coded. She want it like okay, yeah, she hate it when she's sober. I can meet you out in Paris, I can meet you Barcelona. Gangsters in the bando. Wonder why we stay locked and loaded. Cops think we got more rollers, but I'll chat encrypted. She want it like okay, yeah, she hate it. She want it like okay, yeah, she hate it when she's sober.
This is Radio 2 Funky.
Welcome back, folks. That is 10:52, nearly 10:53. That was Massive Red Light and MPAPPE remix. So, how was your French? Did you manage to translate most of those lyrics? I think I managed to do about 60% of them. Some of the other words just went right over my head there as well. And while we're talking about a different language, let's get back to our discussion, our talk, my monologue on tax. So, we've sorted out, we can get into the system. We've figured out where their money comes from. You select what is called those supplementary pages. For most freelancers, for most self-employed, for most individuals filing a tax return, it will typically be income from working for themselves, what HMRC calls self-employment, and income from maybe a part-time job or a full-time job. Maybe your self-employment is a side hustle and all the rest of it. Now, common omissions apart from things like missing out on child benefit, forgetting a student loan. So if you've got an undergraduate loan or a postgraduate loan, the undergraduate loan, if you graduate before September the 1st, 2012, or some say started, then you will be on what's called a Plan 1. Anything after that is Plan 2. There is no Plan 3, by the way. Plan 4 is Scotland. Postgrad loans, there are two types there. So if you have a student loan and you're completing a tax return, make sure you select it and make sure you mention the plan number, because there may or may not be money you have to pay to start repaying back the loan. Once your income goes over a certain limit, then it kicks in. Now, having dealt with the bread and butter, making sure the address is correct, you've got your tax references, you've done that first section, then it comes next, the exciting stuff of actually filling in the numbers on the relevant pages. Let's deal with the easier one first of all. Now, if you're working for yourself, it's called self-employment. You effectively make sure your numbers are together. The common mistakes that people do make are not claiming sufficiently, or sometimes claiming too much. There's the extremes that come into that. The idea is you claim for expenses that are in relation to you earning your bread and butter, your self-employed income. So typical things like travel, typical things like your mobile phone costs, typical things like any money you spend on Facebook adverts, advertising, any money you spend on travelling to go and see prospects, networking, all that sort of stuff. That's all fair game. The danger is, though, you can only claim for things that relate to your business. So if you've got a mobile phone bill, Typically, unless you've got a dedicated landline, that's going to be used for business and personal. Make sure you only claim a business proportion of that, otherwise that's naughty, that's not allowed, and you've overclaimed as a result. Some people I come across don't actually claim for certain things like working from home, using their car, using the travel and all the rest of it. So make sure you've tracked and got a list of all the items you can claim for, and put that in the relevant boxes of your tax return form, and make sure you include your income, what you've charged your clients for the work, for the things that you sold to them, and all the rest of it. The bit left over is your profit. You may or may not pay tax on that as well. Let's talk about employment, and then let's get into another track. Now, employment, I think this might go over 11 o'clock, if that's cool with folks out there. Then, if you're employed, make sure you've got your documents like your P45, your P60, enter the information from that, and that completes that section. And you can also claim very limited, but some expenses for being an employee as well. Now, let's crack, this track will take us up to 11 o'clock. I think it's a great track, actually. I'm going to keep it just after 11 o'clock here. Let's just wrap up with a few more bits on tax. Now, when you get to the end, your HMRC system will tell you how much you owe, or you may be getting some money back as a result. Now, if you owe money, there may be a bit of a shock to the system, something called a payment on account, which I think is I'm going to flag up after 11 o'clock. And until then, let's have a little track here by Kiss and Tell, AJ Tracy and Skepta.
Talk. Grease. Nah. No, we don't kiss and tell. No, we don't kiss and tell. They wanna know if I link that girl. No, I don't, but her name rings a bell. Yeah, I brought Sam to the beach and AJ coming with things as well. She wanna live that rockstar life, so I'ma take her to a different world.
No, we don't kiss and tell. No, we don't kiss and tell. They wanna know if I link that girl. No, I don't, but her name rings a bell. Yeah, I brought Sam to the beach and SK coming with things as well. She wanna live that rockstar life, so I'ma take her to a different world. You thought that I missed the drop, you're unwell. Big men, no, we don't kiss and tell. And the J's on my feet are from Astro World. To the T like a vest, I suggest you relax or we'll lift. The block that I'm from's on the corner of Bliss, but the man that was there and that hell. I bought a range of my mum's short, so I told them I gotta pay more for the step. Them man share the energy like if they wanna walk, tell them go on and let's get this nang. I'm a murder with the way I bang. Nowadays bars is the thing I slang. Cooling my gorillas when I gotta go 8, no chips in the click, man I rang this tan. Have pots, no pan. All she ever wanted was a man that's gang. The girl gave me like a Virgil look, and I got kicks like a Shaolin clan. So don't stop, don't stare. My little that I give it more than a tear. That girl says she knows me, I don't care. Made up chip off the front room chair. Yeah.
No, we don't kiss and tell. No, we don't kiss and tell. They wanna know if I link that girl. No, I don't, but her name rings a bell. Yeah, I brought Sam to the beach and AJ coming with things as well. She wanna live that rockstar life, so I'ma take her to a different world.
No, we don't kiss and tell. No, we don't kiss and tell. They wanna know if I link that girl. No, I don't, but her name rings a bell. Yeah, I brought Sam to the beach and SK coming with things as well. She wanna live that rockstar life, so I'ma take her to a different world.
Talk too much, then I air that. She bossed up, so I'm trying to get near that. She got a back, everybody wanna stare at. In your tight dress, man, I love it when you wear that. She dressed to kill, she's a queen for real. She could do it on Bond Street, do it on Fairfax. She knows she could look good in them high heels, and she look good in some Air Max. She's sexy, red lipstick looking all Fenty. Already know the name, see the diamonds on my chain, and these girls are dying to get friendly. Top boy, never seen a swag like Skeppies. Run up the money, we ain't saving a penny. And we don't cuff load. Let the bros have a turn, man, I did that already. No chaser, put the liquor on ice. Put it on the card, I ain't looking at the price. Now my accountant's on the phone and she trying to find out what I did last night. Back on tour, getting money with the guys. Sold out the show, so we did that twice. Straight from the after party to the next city like a rock star, man, I live that life. No, we don't kiss and tell. No, we don't kiss and tell. They wanna know if I link that girl. No, I don't, but her name rings a bell. Yeah, I brought Sam to the beach and AJ coming with things as well. She wanna live that rockstar life, so I'ma take her to a different world.
No, we don't kiss and tell. No, we don't kiss and tell. They wanna know if I link that girl. No, I don't, but her name rings a bell. Yeah, I brought Sam to the beach and SK coming with things as well. She wanna live that rockstar life, so I'ma take her to a different world.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Radio2Funky, or visit our website, radio2funky.co.uk.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Funky! Too funky. Too funky. It's Too Funky's 26th birthday bash. Too Funky invite you to the biggest party to kickstart the new year. Too Funky's 26th birthday. Saturday, 28th of January, 10 till 5 a.m. at the Too Funky Complex, Leicester, LE3. And Too Funky's super birthday lineup features a live performance from the legend, General Levy. General Levy drops all the hits with a live performance to blow you away. Too Funky's birthday bash, bringing the party to the dance floor all night with 6 rooms of R&B, soul, swing, hip-hop, reggae, dancehall, Afrobeats, UKG, house, jungle and classic anthems. Headlining the party, BBC One Extra's Rampage, alongside Godfathers of Garage, Norris the Boss, Windrush and MC Creed, plus the legend Chris Goldfinger, and from Soul of London Radio, Reggie Styles, with support from all your favourite DJs, plus delicious soul food on sale all night. You know tickets are already selling fast, so get yours now from skiddle.com. More info, go to toofunkycomplex.co.uk. Too Funky's 26th birthday bash, Saturday 28th of January, starring live General Levy.
COVID doesn't discriminate, so let's keep ourselves safe. Get jabbed, go out, be safe. Don't hesitate, vaccinate. If you want to find out more about a vaccination, a booster, or the nearest vaccination centre in Leicester, you should visit www.nhs.uk.
A flavour of the old school, coming live to Leicester. Ultimate R&B 90s tribute band. A fabulous night of all your favourite 90s live tracks performed, including Adina Howard, Next, TLC, Donnell Jones, Lauryn Hill, Boyz II Men, Jodeci, Notorious B.I.G. and Vogue, Montel Jordan, Tupac, Genuine, plus a whole lot more. On Saturday the 11th of February 2023 at the Too Funky Music Cafe, New Park Street, Leicester, 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Support on the night, bringing the party anthems to the dance floor. DJs, Black Vinyl Magic, Glamour, Cypher and Attish. Tickets in advance are on sale now and moving fast via skiddle.com. Ultimate R&B 90s tribute band, bringing you an experience you will not forget. Pre-warning, bring your dancing shoes and your singing voices as we create the ultimate flavour of the old school.
Are you looking to advertise your business on the radio? However big or small, we are happy to support and work with you with fabulous packages that suit your budget. Radio 2 Funky are offering half price on all advertising taken out for the January period. For more information or to place an advert, please contact Sam at radio2funky.co.uk or call 079 444 58062. Radio 2 Funky 95 FM, Leicester's black music and art station.
PVP Promotions presents the launch of Suave. Suave launches with the Valentine's Gala Dinner and Dance Edition. Saturday 11th of February at the luxurious Grand Botanical Suite, Digbeth, Birmingham. We start with the dinner and dance from 6 till 11 p.m. featuring a 3-course Valentine's meal by Birmingham's #1 chef, Chef Big. Then from 11 till 3 a.m. it's the after party featuring Mark Ryder, Double Impact, Gavin O'Mari, Dems, GZ, Mr. Len and Frisky DJ. Ladies dress in pink or white or both. Men suits, shirt and ties and blazers. No sportswear, no denim, strictly for the over 25s. Suave is a ticket-only event, available from the ticketsellers.co.uk and tubes.com. So if you're tired of the same old, then come and try Suave for the classy, mature, sophisticated people. Saturday 11th of February, the launch of Suave, the Valentine's Gala Dinner and Dance at the luxurious Grand Botanical Suite, Digbeth, Birmingham. Couples or singles, everybody welcome.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Radio 2 Funky or visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
Sophisticated people. Saturday 11th of February, the launch of Suave, the Valentine's Gala Dinner and Dance at the luxurious Grand Botanical Suite, Digbeth, Birmingham. Couples or singles, everybody welcome.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Radio 2 Funky. Visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
changed your mind. I guess it's still you feel me, baby. You are all the future that I desire. Girl, I need to hold you. Share my feelings in the heat of love's embrace. Show you all the passion burning in my heart today. It's never gonna fade, so be mine. Baby, you gotta be mine. And can I give you all I got to give? So baby, be my girl all the time. Your everything this world could be the reason that I live. Won't you stay with me until the morning sun? I promise you now that the dawn will be different. Lady, can't you see that heaven just begun? It's living here inside our hearts. There'll be no more mountains for us to climb. I can't be still, you feel me, baby. This will be a love lasting for all times. Girl, you got to hold me. We can touch the sky and light the darkest day. Hold me. Only you and I can make sweet love this way. There's no more I can say, so baby, be mine. Baby, you gotta tell me you love me. And can I give you all I got to give? So baby, be mine. All that show me how it should. You're everything this world could be, the reason that I live. So baby, be mine, girl. You love me. And can I give you all I got to give? So baby, be mine, baby, be mine. How it should. You're everything this world could be to me. So come on, girl. Come on, girl. You love me. So baby, mine. How it should. You're everything this world could be to me. So come on, girl. Come on, girl. You love me, baby, mine.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Radio2Funky, or visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
Baby Be Mine by Michael Jackson here, taking us up to 11:09. My apologies if anyone's had their ear lobes assaulted by the echo. Apparently not to have multiple devices on, so that's me learning a lesson. So if your ears have been affected by that, and my apologies on that one, I think it should be a bit smoother. If not, put it in the chat box, let me know. Now, I'm just going to wrap up this last bit on tax returns. I'm going to talk about animals in a moment, and the 12 animals that symbolise the Chinese zodiac. Now, effectively, if you get to the end of it and you suddenly find out you've got more tax to pay than you thought, you haven't put enough money aside, assuming that you've claimed everything you're entitled to, you've not missed things out, assuming everything's in order, well, here's the key thing to do. First of all, don't panic. You must get the tax return in, because you can't make any arrangements with HMRC unless they first of all see the tax return. So you've got to press that button and file it. Now, in terms of technical deadlines, anything that you owe has to be paid by 31st of January 2023. If you owe what's called a payment on account, which is like an upfront payment towards next year's bill, typically it occurs when you owe more than £1,000. Then you've got to pay that by January 23 as well, and then your next instalment is July. Now, if the money's not there, things have taken a turn for the worse, you haven't put enough money aside, then once the return is filed, you can then enter into what's called a time to pay arrangement, and you can do it one of two ways. If you're not really too comfortable with speaking to HMRC on the phone and you'd rather do it virtually, then you can do it online. Your tax record's going to be up to date. Go to the HMRC site. If it's under 30 grand, you can make the arrangement yourself, and typically they'll allow you up to 12 months to spread the payment. They will charge interest. Interest is around about 3%, But again, you know, it's better than not paying them at all and having debt collectors come after you. If you'd rather speak to somebody on HMRC, then you can call them. Just make sure you're aware that the call can take up to about an hour before you get through and speak to somebody. And be cool, be kind to them. They're under a lot of pressure. They do have different attitudes and different ways of interacting with people. Even myself, my experiences, you know, the quality of the customer service can vary. But cut them some slack, because if you alienate them and upset them, they're not going to be very receptive and helpful to you. So remember, they've got a tough job to do. So be kind, comfortable. They'll go through it with you. They'll help you. They're not advisors, remember, but they will actually help talk you through that. And that'll be the debt management unit that takes care of that. And my last thing is, folks, if you think you shouldn't be filing a tax return and you've received a notice, if you don't action it, you'll get fined £100. If you don't think it's due, you don't think you have to file one, give them a call, go to the HMRC website and call them, and potentially they might even be able to cancel it for you if required. Now, in a few moments, we're going to be talking animals now, a complete departure. There are 12 animals that symbolise characteristics that make up the Chinese zodiac. The Chinese New Year, by the way, officially starts the 22nd of January, not on the 1st of January. We go by what's called the Julian calendar. The Chinese, and common with lots of other places around the world, follow the lunar calendar. We're going to go through the different animals that make up the zodiac. I'll mention the animal. I'll mention the years that it applies to. So that's the year in which you're born, not necessarily the month in which you're born. And then on that basis, I'll read out the characteristics and tell me, think about what animal you think it might be before we delve into what the reality is here. And I'd be intrigued to see if any of these characteristics are ones that fit you. Metro Booming Feet, The Weekend, and 21.
Just can't believe this, man. Metro Boomin' want some more.
Somebody said they saw you. The person you were kissing wasn't me, and I would never ask you. I just kept it to myself. I don't wanna know if you're playing me. Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know. I think about it when I hold you. When looking in your eyes, I can't believe. And I don't need to know the truth. Baby, keep it to yourself. I don't wanna know if you're playing me. Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know. Did it touch you better than me? Touch you better than me? Why'd you fall asleep? Why'd you fall asleep? All those things that you used to do to me. If you're better off that way, all that I can say, come back to me.
Whoa. 21. Had me crushing, I was cuffing like the precinct. How you go from housewife to a sneaky link? Got you running around in all type of Benzes and Rolls. Girl, you used to ride in the rinky dink. I'm the one put you in that Leontay. Fashion over model, I put you on the runway. You was rocking Coach bags, got you Sinead. Side bitch in Frisco, I call her my baby. I got a girl, but I still feel alone. If you plan me, that mean my home ain't home. Having nightmares are going through your phone. Can't even record, you got me out my zone.
Wanna know if you're playing me. Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh, baby, I don't wanna know if you're playing me. Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh, baby, I don't wanna know.
If you creeping, just don't let me find out. Get a hotel, never bring them to the house.
If you're better off that way, baby, all that I can say. If you're gonna do your thing, then don't come back to me.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Radio2Funky, or visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
Hi, folks. Now, before we dive into the Chinese calendar and animals, if you're thinking what's that got to do with anything, well, it came about when I was on the 20th to the 22nd of January of this month. Cosmopolitan Arts, a new NPO in Leicester, are running a few events here. They're doing an exhibition and Chinese arts workshop Friday the 20th to Sunday the 22nd of June. Chinese New Year show on the 21st of January even, and the traditional Chinese profession occurring on the Sunday the 22nd of January as well. So it's always good to find out a bit more about Chinese culture. Big community within Leicester. Cosmopolitan Arts, by the way, have actually carried out their first ever research study into Chinese migration into the East Midlands, so that's going to be worth checking out, worth looking at here. Get onto the website, Cosmopolitan Arts, find out more. So the Chinese Cosmopolitan event taking place, and let's kick us off. So the traditional calendar that most of us are used to is the Julian calendar, which has the 1st of January as the start, and the calendar is based on the Earth's movement around the sun. The lunar calendar is based on moon cycles, and that's why people celebrate different days of the year. Now, the Chinese have a belief that it's the year you're born that defines and determines your personality. Obviously, there are 12 animals. These are more characters and symbols that actually determine that. And the animals here represent, it's the characteristics, it's the personality of these animals that they talk in terms of. So we are in the year of the rabbit. Now, this applies to you. So if you're born in 2023 or 2011, going back 12 years all the time, 1999, 1987, 1975, 1963, 1951, 1939, and so it goes on. Well, these are the characteristics, and does this apply to you? It says you prefer to figure out things on your own, but you always think about the best way to say things before you speak. You don't like picking fights. You'd rather cogitate and chew on things, the best way to solve a problem before people become upset. So that's the rabbit. Does that fit you? Does that tick the box for you? Now, I'll do the next couple. I think we're going to talk about bullets and balls, and we're going to carry on with animals and zodiacs and Chinese calendars up until certainly after 11:30. You've then got the zodiac animal, the dragon. Now, there isn't actually a dragon that still exists. Well, there might be. We don't know about it. But more about lizards. So if you're born in 2012, and again go back 12 years before that, 2000, 1988, 1976, 1964, 1952, 1940, then you're brave, you stand up for your family, even if you have to fake it sometimes, you don't feel that, you're not afraid to take a chance to get what you want, even if that means leaping before you leap. Now, the zodiac animal, the snake, you can see the pattern here, born in 2013, 2001, 1989, 1977, 1965. So, are you like a Chinese cobra? You're extremely thoughtful when faced with a problem to solve and usually mean what you say. You're a smart talker, you always have the facts to defend what you think, and you rarely back down. There may be other words to describe that characteristic, but that's certainly one of them. Let's look at the horse, the zodiac animal, the horse. Birth years, 2014, 2002, 1990, 1978, 1966. Are you like a horse? You're free-spirited and energetic. Nothing stops you when you've got a goal in mind. So you're determined. You get along with all types of people and you're independently minded. You don't really care what folks think about your choices. Does any of that apply? Does any of that sort of resonate with you? If so, I'd love to hear. Let me know in the chat box. Let me know in the chat facility on the Radio2Funky Facebook page. And if you're thinking, how else can I get in touch with the show? Well,
follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Radio2Funky, or visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
Crack onto the Facebook page here. Let me know what your thoughts. What's your birth year? What animal do you identify with? And I think we've got another track coming up here. And this is a Miss My Dogs, YG and Lil Wayne.
Man, I miss my dogs. The ones I pick up for ain't never missed a call. Partner get it poppin', we had plans to get it all. Wishing you was here, dog, to ride these foreign calls. Man, I miss my dogs. On the block, really when the draws. Tryna make it out the hood, my dog had a cause. All ops, the law, they did it fraud. My dog is one who ride for me. They won't try me for a body, they gon' slide for free. Wherever I be stepping, they on side of me. Throws over. Build up loyalty and honesty. My dogs kept it honest with me. No ifs, ands, or probably. You ain't my dog, we ain't never did no robberies. We had a cause, we was trying to hit the lottery. Young Bob, we was making it out privately. We did our thing, we did it privately. Tell on your dogs, I never. When I can tell them something slick, I'm too clever. I wish my dogs more life, Hugh Hefner. You know I wrote this for my steppers. Man, I miss my dogs. The ones I pick up for ain't never missed a call. Partner get it poppin', we had plans to get it all. Wishing you was here, dog, to ride these foreign calls. Man, I miss my dogs. On the block, really when the draws. Tryna make it out the hood, my dog had a cause. All ops, the law, they did it fraud.
Man, I miss my dogs. Bad memory, but I can't forget my dogs. Act like kittens tryna scratch it off. All my pits and I spit like a Saint Bernard. I don't ball though, that's my dog show. She a dog, she on all fours. Where my dogs at the crossroads. If all dogs go to heaven, let my dogs go. Yeah, dog fool. I been like dog fool. Only God can judge me, no law school. A tongue stick out of mouth and her jaw's true. I'm in a double R, no roof fool. And I want that smoke like soup too. I'm a big dog like Snoop too. I with YG like whoop whoop. No goof true.
Man, I miss my dogs. The ones I pick up for ain't never missed a call. Partner get it poppin', we had plans to get it all. Wishing you was here, dog, to ride these foreign calls. Man, I miss my dogs. On the block, really when the draws. Tryna make it out the hood, my dog had a cause. All ops, the law, they did him fraud.
Hey girl, that time I saw you standing there, I knew from that very moment that you were the one for me.
Christmas thing. Girl, I forward for the Christmas. I might get me one. Me not involved in a Christmas thing. I want girl me need. I'm in love with you, baby. You know you have to
This is Radio 2 Funky.
Now, folks, that was obviously a bit of a Christmassy song there. I like the track, and actually, technically speaking, we played it in December, but I thought, hey, why not throw it in for January as well, just to lighten up the mood and get that Christmassy feeling resonating back in us to take us through the horrible bits of January there as well. Now, I'm talking about Chinese horoscope and talking about the animals that make up the lunar calendar as such. Now, the reason for that is because we got two wonderful events coming up in the calendar in Leicester, Festival City of the World. We have the Chinese New Year, run very effectively, brilliantly by Cosmopolitan Arts, and we've got the Comedy Festival coming up very soon as well. We'll talk more about the Comedy Festival and festivals next week's show and beyond. And that also made me think about our wonderful bulletins here. Let me share some of this bulletin board with you. And if you've got something going on, a project, an event, an activity that's got a social and art community resonance to it, drop a line to info@radio2funky.co.uk, mark it bulletin board, and we can check it out, and appropriately we can put it on the bulletin board here, and all the wonderful DJs can read it out on their shows. Now, let me just pause for a moment before we go back to animals. Now, does this apply to you? Are you a musician, a dancer, a creative? Tick box number 1. Are you between 18 and 25? Do you want to work with other creatives and try new things? Well, if so, this could be right up your street. It's 2Funky's new project called Space Jam, and it's looking for 18 to 25-year-olds to be part of a multi-arts showcase. Now, you're asking me, what's in the showcase, Mahmood? Well, it's DJing, MCing, dance, electronics, visuals, spoken word, beatboxing, and more. And this free program, yes, I did say the word free, runs from the end of Jan to the first week of March and is open to all, commissioned by Tour de Moon. If you want to get involved, find out more, drop a line to sam@twofunkyarts.co.uk. Now, this project I'm going to talk about now finishes today, so it's not too late. So it's running, this is Cane Youth Collective, running a helpful hand project to help those in need through Christmas into the new year. Now, you've got until today, this afternoon. You can help by dropping off any of these items at the Cane office at the LCB depot. Arts and craft items, toiletries, deodorants, hair products, tea, coffee, sugar, sweets, chocolates, fluffy socks, scarves, gloves, and non-perishable foods. And you can drop these boxes off at the depot this Thursday afternoon, and obviously that would be really appreciated. And while we're talking deadlines, 15th of January, your last opportunity to become a board member, a director of a superb organisation, 2Funky Arts. They're recruiting at the moment, so interested, drop a line. Remember, the closing date is this Sunday. And they want new board members to work with their committed team, helping to grow the organisation over the next few years. And again, another success story for Leicester, also an NPO organisation as well. They want to hear from all serious applicants, particularly welcome candidates from Black, African and Caribbean backgrounds. Fundraising, technology and sponsorships are the key areas they want to develop. And the deadline, as I said, is this Sunday. While we're talking bulletins, let me mention about Cosmopolitan Arts. Now, they've worked with Chinese communities from Leicester, Nottingham and Derby, and it's the first ever research study into Chinese migration to the East Midlands. Now, this groundbreaking work has resulted in an immersive digital arts exhibition, documentary and website of all the findings, and it's all ably funded by the Heritage Lottery funding. Get onto cosmopolitanarts.co.uk, find out more. But 20th to 22nd is when it's running in Leicester. There's exhibitions, Chinese arts workshops taking place at the Haymarket Shopping Centre. Saturday the 21st of January, the Chinese New Year show, Leicester Museum Art and Gallery between 11 AM and 4 PM. And on the Sunday the 22nd of January, it's the procession starting at 2:30 from De Montfort University to the city centre, ending in Green Dragon Square at 4 PM for the finale show with music, dance, line dance, pyrotechnics and fireworks performance. And pyrotechnics and fireworks, by the way, were actually invented and came from China, so that's quite a fitting way to have that procession. Let me throw another animal at you folks, and then we can have a short intake of breath, bit of music, come back, do the same. And I'm seeing here through my window, Sandra looking very relaxed, ready to come on 12 o'clock to entertain and look after you folks as well. So that's a lot to look forward to. The Ram, birth year 2015, 2003, 1992, 1991 even, if I can count, 79 and 67. So are you a wild goat? Do you have an easygoing nature that allows you to get along with most people? And when conflict comes up, you're the one person to turn for peaceful solutions. You're curious about lots of things, from science to animals, for food. We're going to be talking monkey, roosters and dogs after a little intervention.
Are you a small business looking to get your message heard? Why not advertise with us? We have a range of ideas that can help grow your business, cut through the social media noise, and talk directly to your audience. Contact info@radio2funky.co.uk or call us on 011 62 55 9837. Don't believe radio works? You're listening, aren't you?
And I hope you are listening, folks. So thank you very much for all your time and attention today, despite the hiccups, the echoing and all the rest of it. So I hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you've getting some good stuff from there. Let me know what you think in the chat box. So the Ram 2015, we've talked about just before the break. Well, Monkey, the birth year 2016, 2004, 1992, 1918, 1968. You get the picture, take away 12 all the time. So you like family traditions, like weekly dinners or weird holiday rituals. You can't get enough of hanging out with your siblings or faraway cousins. You like working collaboratively to complete a project, whether it's testing a science experiment or a surprise party. All these facts and figures, by the way, folks, are from where did I get them from this morning? I got these from the National Geographic, the kids version. Well, it's not a kids version, but aimed at a younger audience here. So less of the science, more of the things that we like. Now, this one is for Richard, who's born in 1981. I gave his age away, but he did publish it on the Facebook page. This is the zodiac sign of the monkey. Or the rooster, even, if I can read what's in front of me. The rooster. So a red jungle fowl. You like your schedules, really change your plans once they've been made. You always strive to succeed in everything you do, and you've got a step-by-step plan to get to the top. So if you're born 2017, 2005, 1993, 1981, 69, you are a rooster, my friends. The dog, 2018, 6, 94, 1982, 70, 58. Now, effectively, if you are in this, that's your birth year. You're loyal to friends and family. You love to snuggle. Let's not get too much into that. But it may take some time for you to warm up to new situations. No matter the task, you pay close attention to make sure everything gets done correctly. Now we've got 4 more to go. Let's have a bit of music. And this one is Moses CGB League of Sounds. Let's give the old throat a rest for a moment.
Give me the green light. Can I hit it in the meantime? You know that I wanna see diving on your feet line. Your man's gonna wait for the weekend. That's why you're creeping. I know the reason. Anyway, anyhow, I'm achieving. Receiving a web that you're dealing. Go, girl, let's get physical. Go, shaking it more than I'm in a mall. Too many rounds, hella in a row. She want televised, camera on your phone. Girl, just forget the clock. Girl, we got time. Girl, when he's inside, tell him it's mine. Hitting more sides that he can't find. I got more pipe that you want try. One twist and turn it. Body one flick it in dry. Swerving. You a real top body in person. But you're outside, keeping and lurking. Yeah, he old news. I'ma do things shawty that he won't do. Shawty pipe down, I already told you. I'ma slide through once in a blue moon. Left cheek, right cheek, oh yeah, bounce it. Oh yeah, bounce it, flex while you doubt it. Talking a zoobie, now we high as a mountain. Go, show me your skills and your fountain. You better fling that phone and put it on silent mode. Go collect the pole. In the mid-iris there, go slow. Give me the right to take control. Go, girl, let's get physical.
Shaking it more than I'm in a mall. Too many rounds, hella in a row. She want televised, camera on your phone. Just forget the clock, girl, we got time. When he's inside, tell him it's mine. Hitting more sides that he can't find. I got more pipe that you want try. One twist and turn it. Body one flick it in dry, swerving. You a real top body in person. But you're outside, keeping and lurking. Yeah, he old news. I'ma do things, shawty that he won't do. Shawty pipe down, I already told you. I'ma slide through once in a blue moon. One twist and turn it. Body one flick it in dry, swerving. You a real top body in person. But you're outside, keeping and lurking. Yeah, he old news. I'ma do things, shawty that he won't do. Shawty pipe down, I already told you. I'ma slide through once in a blue moon.
This is Radio 2 Funky.
A pig, a rat, an ox and a tiger are the last 4 ones to look at. Birth years are the pig 2019, 2007, 1995, 83, 71. If you're born in that year, then you remember past events well. You have the personality of a wild boar, by the way. You learn quickly from your mistakes. You enjoy being with a small group of friends and family and are great at coming up with solutions when there's challenges ahead of you. Now, the year of the rat is 2020, 2008, 96, 84 and 1972. Now, not much stops you from getting what you want. You see roadblocks as opportunities. You've got tons of creativity that keeps you from getting bored, and your quick thinking helps you overcome sudden shake-ups in your routine. The ox, the penultimate one in our 12 animal signs of the zodiac. Your birth year, 2021, 2009, 1997, 1985, 1973, or 1961. Are you like a banteng? You're a great listener. You respect people like parents and teachers. You easily adapt to new situations, whether you're moving to a new home, a new club, new teacher, or a new venture. And to conclude, folks, the zodiac animal, the tiger, the birth year is 2022, 2010, 1998, 1986, 74, 1962. You like your independence. You always try and do things yourself before asking to help. If you fail, you just try again. You love hanging out with your friends, but you're also cool with your own company, relaxing, unwinding, and all the rest of it. Did any of that resonate with you? Which animal sign of the zodiac were you? Let me know in the chat box here. Now, we're coming up to 11:41, folks, here. Now, it pleases me to tell you about all the wonderful DJs that are going to follow on after me. So, sitting, relax, getting his show ready. Well, he's actually probably prepped it already. It's Sandro, Rhythm Nation, between 12 and 2. Between 2 and 4, you've got Wayne McDonald with Sugar Radio. 4 till 6, you've got Urban Meltdown, Brett Costello. 6 till 8, Vibes with LVT. And between 8 and 10, you've got the duo Rory and Baz, Tall Order, Disco and House they're playing. And taking us up to midnight, 10 till 12, DJ KMS with the golden age of hip-hop.
That Mac,
Radio2Funky is now live streaming on our website, radio2funky.co.uk. Get closer to the action on Leicester's Black Music and Art Station.
And that's Leicester's Black Music and Art Station on Radio 2 Funky 95 FM. And we're coming up to 11:47. That time goes really quickly, doesn't it? So we've talked about various things. I've got a couple of more bulletins to share with you. We're going to play some tracks, talk about what's going to happen next. And then you've got Sandro going to be looking after you from 12 o'clock up until 2 o'clock here. So the bulletins, we've got a couple of more bulletins to read out. Now, exhibitions, what's your thoughts? Go and see this one. This is the Open 33 exhibition. It's going to take place up until the 20th of January. There's no entrance fee for this, so it's going to be a good way to see some wonderful works of art. You've got artistic talent from across Leicester and the East Midlands. So you've got emerging talent as well as seasoned professionals. And artworks, they all vary in there, from paintings, sculptures, textiles and more. Plus you can buy some of the artwork as well. Take a look and help support the local art scene. Where does it take place, I hear you ask? Well, it's the Leicester Museum and Art Gallery, 53 New Walk, Leicester. And as I said, it finishes on the 20th of January. Opening times Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday to Sunday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And coming up later in the year, 28th of January, is the Two Funkies birthday bash. And it's a 26th birthday party. You'll get good vibes, amazing company, live music with headliners such as General Levy, Rampage Sound, Godfathers of Garage, Chris Goldfinger and Reggie Styles. 6 rooms of tunes from R&B, reggae, soul, jungle, drum and bass and more. Brought to you by Radio 2 Funky DJs. So you know you're going to get an excellent sound there. Get your tickets via Skiddle. Make sure you come and celebrate this special and festive day. 26th birthday, that's something to celebrate. So as a roundup, what we talked about today, if you haven't done that personal tax return, obviously check that you do need to do one. Check if you have got one, you might not think you need to do one. Give HMRC a call ASAP. If you are going to do one, make sure you've got your login details, all that necessary stuff. Go through it slowly by slowly. You can save, you can come back. Key thing is when you submit it and you can't afford to pay the money, then make sure you get into a dialogue. Don't put your head in the sand. Don't hide under the duvet. You can make arrangements. There's always a flexibility about time to pay. We talked about the signs of the zodiac, the lunar calendar, the Chinese New Year. Now, next week's show, we're going to have got 2 main themes here. We're going to talk about the wonderful thing that all people encounter in business, and that's about trust. How do you know that you can trust the person you're dealing with? How do you build up trust? It becomes impossible to do anything without trusting somebody, but I'm going to share some thoughts about how you can build up that trust and develop that trust, and what you should do in terms of being wary of doing joint ventures, working with other people, what you can do to get the best out of that relationship and avoid getting your fingers burnt. We'll also talk about where, if you are struggling financially, if you're one of the 7 million who's not claiming the full benefit entitlement, what's the main headlines that are out there that you should be familiar with? We'll also be playing some music, avoiding the echo that we had today and all the rest of it. So in 10 minutes time, Sonia will be looking after you. My final tracks here, this is going to be One of a Kind, Russ Millions, Walking Away with Craig David, and One I Am. So let's take it away with One of a Kind. Folks, thanks for your company.
One of a
One of a kind, bitch. Turn the room to the. It's hot when she turn and whine, and she whine non-stop. Baby girl, one sell it. One of a kind, so the gal and watch. Turn the rate up. Why not left the room? I'm my boss, Rick Ross. Oh gosh, what's the waist? TikTok. Anyone can have it. Who wants it? Outside when I go on tour, I see French gal and they say bonjour. No tongue piercing, but she got jaw. Jaw, baby girl wants more. 6:30, make her touch the feet. Steady, make her touch her feet. Brush gold, now she's feeling weak. Head to sky, let her yai. Why violent, get full of like that, you're a simple guy. Them crazy, different types. She heard but rush, I'm one of a kind. Gal jump on back and take the can't run up on ag. I for fly. One of a kind, mate. Turn the room to the. It's hot when she turn and whine and she whine non-stop. Baby girl, one set, let me. One of a kind, so the gal and watch. Turn the radio. Left the room. I'm my boss, Rick Ross. Oh gosh, what's the waist? TikTok.
Multi-platinum artist, man, I just charted. Better talk nice to a Brit nominee.
She wanna roll with the team with the tape and I weren't 18. If she got the
she make it on beat. She saw me on the TV screen, she still wanna take this.
This generation's peak. She fell in love with a smart whip. Now she in love with me.
They know me when I walk in the store. Couple racks when I step in the door. I wasn't rated before, but she rated me more. Cause I got a rating award.
One of a kind, mate. Turn the room to the. It's hot when she turn and whine and she whine non-stop. Baby girl, one set, let me. One of a kind, so the gal and watch. Turn the radio. Left the room. I'm my boss, Rick Ross. Oh gosh, what's the waist? TikTok.
One of a kind, make bad girls dance. Who's that? Just my link from France. French on the like white boys don't glance. She love bad man, got my righteous chance. 10 man deep in a club like whoa. Violate me, my blow. Might fly mobs, my bro, let's go. Link up with Phaser if you know you. Cause my girl is Latino bros, made that you know with. You ain't never been bad. Sad on the adrenaline's mad. What a menacing lad, this to get it from dad. Bad, roll round town with a bad one back. Now I might see clear. Me and Ross, the rave right now, got the bad ones right, sipping Belvedere.
One of a kind, mate. Turn the room to the. It's hot when she turn and whine and she whine non-stop. Baby girl, one set, let me. One of a kind, so the gal and watch. Turn the radio. Left the room. I'm my boss, Rick Ross. Oh gosh, what's the waist? TikTok.
One of us make panties drop. One of us make panties drop.
This is Radio 2 Funky.
Troubles in my life, I'm walking away.
Follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Radio2Funky or visit our website radio2funky.co.uk.
So, folks, stay sanguine, stay positive, stay safe, stay wrapped up warm and all the rest of it. And if you have got that thing to do, make sure it's done. Don't procrastinate. Don't delay. This is Flex. Take us out up until the magic midday time.
Man try flexing the place, but I promise you nobody flex like we. 25 degrees, I'm boiling. Still step with my drip on freeze. 3.5 of the pack got smoke. Everybody in the room looks so lean. Try to ask for a pack, I said no.